Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, it's Saturday morning and ain't God good and won't he do it? Oh, yes, he will. Oh, yes, he will. I know my children probably said, Mr. Lee Craft, Lee Craft, Lee Craft. You say the same thing every Saturday morning. I'm going to say Enoch, Ewok, Enoch. That means y'all sure know what to say. Look, I got my beautiful daughter on the show this morning. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning.
Amber, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling fine.
You sure?
I'm
Okay, Amber. Amber, I want to ask you about violence. You know, lately there've been a lot of shootings in the city of Memphis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about that?
Stay home.
Say what?
Stay home.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that, Amber. You know, why you want to stay home?
No
But
problem.
before we get started, if you have any comments or concerns, please email me at leecraftwhatif@gmail.com or go to Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, all those beautiful apps. Look for the animated black man with a white beard smiling and profiling and finally realize, y'all trying to size me up. Amber, did I have a good time in that time? Amber, now about violence, right? I know a lot of youth are doing stupid things with a lot of shootings going on. But like I told people, just walking and just talking and stuff, right? That I believe a lot of violence is coming from other cities. People migrating to Memphis and giving Memphis a bad name. Because Memphis one time used to be a beautiful city to live in. Matter of fact, it's one of the top cities to live in. But now, as we are here right now in the present, it's kind of bad. So what do you think about the violence?
I mean, it's probably true that you have outsiders coming in adding to the violence, but I think you just have violent people who live here already too, so it just escalates.
So by being violent, what does it make you want to do?
Stay home.
Why?
Because home is not violent.
Well, home is not violent, you know. True, thank God for that. But by people doing stupid things, it makes you not want to go out.
I mean, yeah, sometimes it makes you not want to go to certain locations or places you used to go, but because of how people are, you can't go that direction anymore. You have to find other areas.
So have you ever thought about getting a gun?
Yeah.
So when you get a gun, what are you going to do? You going to go to shooting range, learn how to use a gun?
Yeah, me and Madison.
So Amber, so you and Madison want to get a gun, and why you want to purchase a gun?
Because it's scary and it's unsafe out here.
So you buying a gun, learn how to use a gun for protection.
Yeah.
Will you shoot somebody?
If I have to, but I don't want to.
So let's just say, Amber, you come out of the store, right? Are you gonna have a work permit to carry?
I don't know about that.
So if somebody pull a gun on you, you got your gun. What you gonna say? Oops.
Just scream and run.
Somehow you gonna scream.
No.
You got me. But no, but I do understand. I do understand. So how do you think we can stop the violence?
I don't know.
Really? Don't you think it starts with the homes?
I mean, yeah, everything starts with the homes, but at the same time, people gonna do what they want to do regardless. So.
You believe that?
Yes, I do.
Amber, what if I told you that if you give a child a good solid foundation, it will make them think twice by doing certain things? Now, not saying that they won't do those things, but it make them think, you know what? I don't want to do this right here. What do you think about that?
I've seen lots of people with nice solid foundations in their home, and they still do what they want.
But why do they do that, Amber? What do you think?
I don't know.
No. The reason why I say this, Amber, like you have outside influences that make people do stupid things, right? But if you got that solid foundation, like keep in mind that I used to be young too. You know, we wouldn't support doing things like going around shooting people, all that kind of stuff. Matter of fact, you know, we didn't do nothing really that bad. I'm some guys when they smoke marijuana and they drink a little bit, and some guys do stealing. But when you did certain things that I didn't approve of, and I raised in a single parent home and stuff, so I severed ties. I wouldn't deal with those guys no more because man, this ain't the road I want to go down. So you got to redirect.
Well, Daddy, you had a brain. Everybody else doesn't have that same brain.
Everybody got a brain, baby. The
No.
problem is they want to let others dictate how to use that brain. But what if I told you, Amber, that they can do what I did and what you're doing?
Mm.
Do you think TV is one of the biggest influences? Make people do stupid things.
It depends. I feel like sometimes your mental state can play a part in what you see on TV and you confuse it with reality. Then you have some people that won't pay nothing like that no mind. So I think that's solely dependent on the person.
Some people just bad regardless, just terrible, right?
Yes.
So how do we deal with that, Amber?
Mental institutions.
So, well, okay. So you and Madison gonna get a gun. Y'all wanna go to the gun range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna learn how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, say you got let's just say you got a permit to carry,
Mm-hmm.
and you come out of the store, you got the gun on your hip and everything, right? And somebody's trying to rob the store, and you pull out your gun, you accidentally shoot Madison.
First of all, somebody robbing the store, I'm not the police. I'm not pulling out anything. Now, there's a difference if they have a hostage. Okay, maybe that's a possibility. Why would I accidentally shoot Madison? Madison will be behind me or beside me, not in front of me.
But you could be like Barney and Fife. You could be nervous.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
What?
I don't believe. I would never want to harm my sister.
No. That's why they call it accident. I just said, what if you pull out your gun? Sometimes you pull out a gun and it misfire, right? You pull out your gun and you try to get the gun out. You shoot my mother. Oh, Amber, you shot me.
Well, that's why you have the safety on before you do anything.
Okay. So you okay? I got you. You ready? So if you was in a store, right? You got your gun on your hip and, to carry, and somebody's robbing the store, and you see them robbing the store, but they don't see you. What are you going to do? What would you do? Would you tell them to put your gun down while your gun is out? Don't turn around. Raise your hand. If you turn around and do something crazy, I'm gonna pop you. I'm gonna pop you.
Daddy, you must miss the fact that my occupation is not police officer. If they're gonna rob the store, they're gonna rob the store. As long as they don't hurt me and whoever I'm with or anybody, and they just take the money and go, they just gonna rob the
But
store.
then you just say they doing like, I mean, they got a mental state. They're not stable.
And you pray for them if they steal the stuff from the store.
Let me try a different scenario then. They in the store.
Mm-hmm.
You in the store.
Mm-hmm.
They said lock the doors.
Then that's different.
Nobody get out.
That's different.
What you gonna do then?
That's different. You have to be strategic. You have to make sure there's nobody close enough to get hurt. You also have to make sure that you have to count how many people there are, too, who's in cahoots with that person. So you have to weigh your options. Because 6 bullets, 10 people, no, that's not going to happen.
So you've been studying this?
No.
Where you get all this from?
Movies.
Okay. But no, Emma, like I said, but I do like the fact that you're thinking about it. And me, sometimes, Emma, like I said, that would happen to me. I really don't know what I would do. And sometimes things catch you off guard. That's when you, if you don't practice certain things, it's just like a fire drill, right? Something we haven't did in a while. Practice a fire drill. So if the house would catch on fire, what would you do? Would you just stay in your room and jump out the window as it's coming to the roof and stuff, or what would be your exit plan? That's what we need to start back practicing stuff. So, like I say, you get your gun and stuff, and you practice your gun. Worst case scenario, something like that would happen. I just pray to God, like I said, that it doesn't happen. You can pray your way out. But what if you can't? What if you got Madison hostage, Amber? Madison on one aisle, you come down the aisle, and you see Madison again, Madison looking at you, shaking her head again. What you gonna do?
Walk right by. She said,
No. She said like they got me, you know what I'm saying? And they got a gun on her. Are you gonna pull out your gun and just start popping that person?
No, because then I'm more likely to shoot her. No. I just mind my business and then find another way to get her. I'd rather have her alive and safe than dead. So, yeah.
But don't you think, Amber? I know people sometimes, even though we watch some movies and I hear people talk sometimes, says the worst thing you can do is take a life. If
Yeah.
you were to take somebody's life, you think that would mess with you mentally?
Yeah. Never said it was gonna be easy, even if the situation is where I have to protect myself.
Okay. So what do you think we should do about these people that are running amok in our city? Should we just because right now the laws are so it's so easy for them just to get out, just getting slapped on the wrist and everything. What would you do? Somebody that's caught trying to rob somebody and using a weapon.
I don't know. Do what country folks do. Get some pitchforks and just run them out of town, I guess. I don't know.
It's a war.
Get some pitchforks and run them out of town.
Okay. What if that doesn't work?
I don't know, Daddy.
What if I told you, Emma, for every problem there is a solution?
I mean, yeah, but sometimes the solution is not the solution everybody wants.
Girl, you done said something then, Emma. I promise you that. You done said something then. So what would you tell the kids, Emma, if they was be faced somebody that comes to the school with a gun? What would you tell a child to do?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell anybody in a situation like that, because my first instinct would be to run and hide somewhere. So I don't know.
Well, I guess if a child saw somebody with a gun, like you said, first thing to do is to run and let your teacher know, so she can. I guess I know they probably got a plan to for keep the kids safe and stuff. Sometimes that doesn't work, but we need to try to find a solution to all these gun laws and all these problems that we're having and stuff. So to make the world a better place, because like I said, I think everybody's not stuck on stupid. I know a lot of kids, they're doing stupid things, but they're not realizing the consequence behind those things once they get caught. And once they get caught, and they probably ask themselves, man, how in the world did I get here? But I think the problem starts at home. What do you think?
I zoned out, Daddy. What?
What if I told you a lot of the problems that we're having with these citizens that are being unproductive, that they're being rude, that they're robbing, stealing, killing, it starts at home. Because sometimes you can't raise a child twice, right? You believe that, right? Because you got to give them that solid foundation. You got to have a little fear in them about certain consequences. Because they don't have no consequences, they're going to keep on testing the water. See how far they can push the envelope.
Well, that's why the Lord said you should train your child up in the way they should go. So I don't know. If you do your job as a parent, well, sometimes even if you do your job, sometimes your children are led astray on their own ways. So, Daddy, it's a flip a coin type situation. You never know what you're going to get.
Hey, I got a question for you. What if you're in the store, right?
You love staying in the store.
Well, I tell you what. Then what if you sitting you Mazin in the car? You come up to the car. Some guy trying to talk to Mazin, and the guy punched Mazin in the face. You got your gun. What you gonna do with him?
Hit him upside the head with the gun. I ain't gonna kill him, but I want him to stay there for the police to come.
You gonna hit him with the gun?
Yeah. Cause why would you hit my sister? And then zip time. Yeah.
He gonna let you hit him with a gun.
How he know I'm walking to the car?
You gonna hit him like this or like some force?
With some force, of course. He hit her with force.
Okay. I'm just asking questions because things can happen, and sometimes you can't, you don't have time to respond. You got to react to certain things that are going on and stuff. What if you come out of the store and somebody just smack you in your face?
I guess we just tussling. I guess.
You gonna get him in?
Yeah, I have no choice at that point.
You always got a choice.
No.
You just walk away and say, man.
Why would I walk away from a person who slapped me and they had no reason to?
Chris Rock did.
That's Chris Rock. I'm not him.
Okay. Hey, get a youngsters something to carry the rest of the week about guns, what to do, what not to do.
Daddy, I don't know what to tell nobody about guns. I mean, your best bet, pray before you leave the house. Your comings and your goings. Um, be mindful of who you hang out with. Be mindful of the areas that you're in. That's the best I got for
That's it?
you. Mm-hmm.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, well, like I said, I hope I didn't confuse nobody because I said, hey, I will confuse you in a heartbeat. So, with that being said, then Lee Crab, this is my podcast. What if you have any comments or concerns, please email me at leecraftwhatif@gmail.com. One band, one sound. Together, we got an opportunity to turn the whole world around. But in order to have a real conversation,
you got to have real people.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, we need to get some more forward. Hey, please find time, make time to tell God thank you. Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.